What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I'm Reckless.
I'm good.
So we got Dan Bongino, you feel me? Not the Bidens. They whole thing with the whole too much going on. Too much going on. Can't wait for, to get somebody new in office, because it's honestly getting ridiculous.
Getting out of hand.
Yeah, keep on talking about it and stuff. But
yeah.
You already know. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and definitely appreciate y'all tuning in and watching this reaction. Let's get the video.
Content here. You're not wasting your time on the show. I told you back in like the second week of July, I said, listen, this cocaine at the White House story is a big deal. Why? Because it's not a simple story about drugs being left in the White House. It's a story about security procedures, dangers present at the White House. Someone got white powder in the White House and no one seems to know. It's about the corrupting of another institution, the upper level management of the Secret Service, that seemed to just go along with this story. We don't know who it is. The we don't know who it is story. And I told you there is no way they don't know who it is. Folks, do we need the demo again? How the hell are you going to get a baggie, a non-porous object, into a drop box without putting fingerprints on the baggie? How? You're going to put it in your teeth? How's that going to work? What are you going to do? Drop it with your elbows? And even when you put it in the box, how do you turn the key without leaving a fingerprint? You're going to do that with your tongue? How the hell's that going to happen? It was, right? This story was so crazy from the beginning. And what bothers me is this is a great agency full of great people. I worked there for over a decade of my life.
Exactly.
The people
I feel like it was one of those things to where they didn't sat there and thought it was going to run smoothly because it was probably done before, and it didn't. Everything felt like it's
worked with are now in charge. Guys who were junior to me are now special agents in charge, running major divisions in the Secret Service. There was no way this story was true. I was told by a number of people. This has been a bad day for the Bidens, by the way. Cocaine gate, $20 million in payments, now bank record servicing to the Bidens. This is a bad day for rotting oatmeal brains in the White House. This is what happens when you're corrupt garbage. But I said to you that the stuff was probably left there intentionally. It wasn't an accident. You don't mistakenly leave your cocaine behind at the White House. Why would you bring it there in the first place? Hey, Joe, Joe, you were in the music business for a while. Venture to say some people did some narcotics.
Yes,
maybe,
all the
maybe
time,
you've seen that. Yeah, I would just say, Joe was like a real music guy, like back in the day, right? Remember that? Lethal Weapon 2, narcotics. People do narcotics. You think someone brought their narcotics to the White House? Like, hey, I'm going to do some blow. No. It was brought to the White House for a reason.
Yep.
For someone in the, let's say, Biden orbit to pick up, like a drop of room. Looky here.
I didn't even think about that, like it being dropped off.
Now
you know what I'm saying? And not just mistake, because again, I think this has happened before to where it ran like they wanted it to, and they didn't get caught. But now they didn't got caught. Well, technically, they didn't get caught because they trying to hide it away.
Nobody's doing anything about it.
Yeah,
still.
exactly. Crazy.
Here, New York Post, Ryan King, August 8th, which if my math is correct, that was, yesterday. White House cocaine may have belonged to someone in the Biden family orbit. Oh, sounds like almost the exact same language I lose.
Wow.
Gee, how much are you hating this story right now? Quite a bit. On a scale of 1 to 10, are we at a 9? He's at a 7.62, he says. Here's another source.
So authorities were able to follow enough clues to come up with a name, and were confident enough in their detective work to inform the commander-in-chief. If you want that name, ask Joe Biden. One source told Keith he knows who it is. It was someone within a... So y'all know, it wasn't Hunter, said a second source, referring to the president's adult son. So, okay. So, they're saying in the Biden family orbit that this drugs belong to. But my thing is, with this whole situation is, it's like they trying to hide the fact of it is hunters, but they saying it's not hunters to throw him. Oh, it's not hunters. It's not, obviously it's not Joe.
Yeah,
but they trying to put it on somebody else to take the rap for Hunter because everybody knows it was, Hunter. And it's crazy the whole this.
Keating, who runs the Soldier of Fortune magazine, said while the Secret Service publicly announced on July 13th they closed the investigation without identifying a suspect, authorities were able to follow enough clues to come up with a name. Yes. And were confident enough in their detective work to inform Joe Biden himself. Keating said, if you want the name, ask Joey Boombots. He knows who it is. It was someone within the Biden family orbit, and it wasn't Hunter. Comporting with exactly what I've been told. There are others in the Biden family, let's just say, with drug issues.
So we know that Hunter Biden has drug issues.
Obviously, yeah.
The main one, even if it's not Hunter's, why wouldn't he still have something to do with it? If he's around all these drugs, he's around all these people, he's around.
Plus the video that got out with him weighing in or whatever.
Exactly.
Just not too long ago.
That's crazy.
Reminds me of something I said July 13th that was picked up by the Media Research Center. Former Secret Service agent Bongino calls BS on claim that the Secret Service has no leads in White House cocaine case. Dated July 13th, 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, institutions are being destroyed one by one. The Secret Service has to come clean. I'll say to the director, Kim Cheadle, again, if you're not going to do the right thing, then you need to step aside. You're the Secret Service director. You're not a butler for Joe Biden. You swore an oath to the Constitution. I know it's hard to have to call out someone you like and respect, Joe Biden.
Exactly.
But that's your job.
Exactly.
You can't do it. Turn it over to someone who will. Because they're going to decimate the credibility of this agency from this point forward.
So, and that's the thing. You rather, basically, when it's all said and done, and this stuff really gets out to where you rather mess up your career and mess up your life. You know what I'm saying? And your family's life, because that's it also puts an effect on them. You rather do that than actually either say what it is or say who it is or pass that information to somebody else. To get that
out there, yeah.
What's holding him back from getting this out to who it really is? Like,
I feel like they think it's like a big gang or something.
You're not wasting your time,
know.
folks. I'm going to stay on this story, even though Guy hates it. But out of respect for Guy, I'm going to move on. I could talk about this a lot more, but things are things aren't bad enough yet, folks. I talk about this all the time. I go out, I get it all the time from people. They see me in restaurants, maybe occasionally in a bar having an adult soda with Paula, right? And people say, what has to happen? How much worse does it have to get? And I say to them, a lot. But we're getting there. And you're getting there. The signs are rather easy to see. You start to see people who are your political opponents waking up to things they've told you, you've told them a long time ago, i.e., hey, you idiots want to defund the police? You realize without police, you're going to have an explosion in crime. And they're like, no, we just need social workers, while you're laughing at this stupidity. And then crime explodes, and you're going to see liberals start to echo your talking points. Kind of like what we said about open borders, Biden and others, that if you open the borders, you're going to run into a human a refugee crisis as people pour into the United States, some without the requisite skills, some without language or the language capability. Some of them don't speak English. Some of them are going to be straight up bad guys. Some of them may be terrorists. We've only said this forever. The left is like people like Geraldo. It's the humanitarian thing to do. Okay, how many have you taken in? Oh, you haven't taken in any. So he said, okay, well, the smartest move these Republican state governors, these red states ever did is saying, listen, you say you think this is a good, positive good, this is a philanthropic thing for society, uncontrolled illegal immigration. Okay, we're going to send them to your cities because you seem to love this. And in the beginning, they were like, we welcome you. Come on over. It's like the Mayflower, Joe. It's like Ellis Island back in the day. Give us you're tired, you're poor, the poet, the poem on the statue. We love you guys so much. And then all of a sudden, when it became uncontrolled, now they're losing their minds, just like we said. Yeah. Just like we said. I want you to watch this video, Hat Tip Town Hall. This is Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey, of then first and then and now. You're going to see her in the beginning in a clip from a bit ago, celebrating sanctuary cities. You should do what you want. They're awesome. And now that a bunch of illegals are winding up on the streets of Massachusetts, all of a sudden she's had a little bit of a change of tune. Sounds like something I told you. Things aren't bad enough yet. Are they getting there? Yes. How do you know things are changing? When liberals start sounding like conservatives. Take a listen.
I think it's really important that cities and towns have the ability, exercise the prerogative to label themselves whatever they want to label themselves. And if they want to take on a sanctuary city designation, I think that's great. I think cities and towns are in the position to be able to do that. And I've seen it done as a value statement, as a statement of principles, and I think that's great. I support that.
As of today, close to 5,600 families with children are living in state-funded shelters, hotels, dorms, and other emergency facilities across Massachusetts. That figure is 80% higher than it was just 1 year ago, and it's unsustainable. For this reason, today I am declaring a state of emergency in Massachusetts.
You know, if there's one way I could kind of sum up liberalism, it's a world devoid of consequences. That's what it is. We want to tax the rich. Okay, well, most businesses are run by people who'd be categorized as relatively wealthy. When you take more money from them, it's less money to invest in the business and the employees. Then when the consequences happen by taxing the rich and they move out, liberals lose their shit like they didn't know what was going to happen. Liberal, what did he say? Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Right. It's a world devoid of, pretending to be devoid of consequences. And then when the consequences kick them in the balls, they pretend, oh my gosh, look what happened. Look what the Republicans did. It's the same thing with an open border. Hey, we warned you. Terrorists, drug use, child sex trafficking. You don't know who these people are. We have an immigration system. You know what it's called? The freaking immigration system. We already have one. We have an immigration system. You go to a port of entry with a visa or a green card legally, and you get into the United States. We have an immigration system. It's called the freaking immigration system. The Democrats didn't want that. They live in a world devoid of consequences. And then when the consequences kick them right between the legs, they play stupid about it. As if Maura Healey didn't say what she said in the past about sanctuary cities. Nope. Keep sending them.
That's crazy, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button. I love listening to Dan Bongino because a lot of the stuff, well, most of the stuff and a lot of the stuff, and really 100% of the stuff, he's saying it's true. Like it, and it makes sense of what he's saying. Because
he puts it in a good way.
He does. Yeah, he does.
That's why I like him.
But I understand, like, he gets, I don't want to say frustrated, but more so of just like mad, you know.
Because he knows who he was before. Like with the Secret Service, all that stuff.
And he does, with being, you know, former, you know, being around a lot of, you know, And on top of that, it's a lot of you going through and learning a lot of stuff with seeing what's going on. And so yeah, I can definitely see that with him having that job and being around.
He knows just a little bit more,
Facts. And just seeing for yourself. I feel like it is, you get a better understanding of a lot of things when you are in a position to see everything. Yeah. You know, so I can definitely see that too. That was good that you caught that out. You feel me? But you already know. Make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in, watching this reaction. Much love to everybody. Appreciate y'all. Catch y'all next one.